The thing, by the way, something that I didn't mention yet is bomb throw canceling. So in this game, if you pull a bomb and you want to throw a bomb, you can actually So let me actually demonstrate this real quick by using this room. So if I were to pull a bomb, right, walk left and throw, you'll see that Link stopped for a certain amount of time. It's like maybe 20 frames or so to throw the bomb, right? You can actually cancel that by using the button that your bomb is not on, and then pressing bombs again. So if I throw this bomb with BA instead, Link stops only for a couple frames. It just cancels the animation, and that's what you want to do actually on the bomb throw here. So it should look like this. Oh, see, okay, so I didn't move down soon enough there, and he kept moving to the left. There we go.
Okay.
That's it. All right. So there's an easier way to do this though that does not involve a bomb. So I'm going to enter the room and instead swing my sword up, walk into the trigger, and then immediately begin moving right. And then spin slash, stand here and just spam sword. Sometimes he'll get away, but most of the time I feel like he won't. See if we can replicate. Yeah, I'm on a weird RNG here. I spam sword there just to change the RNG. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's what happens most of the time. So that's just that's an easier way to do it. If you don't feel comfortable with the bomb throw there. So, all right, moving on. Our RNG is still correct. And what you want to do for Aquamantis, so the next room will have the boss, Aquamantis. So you want to enter the room and slash 3 times. Like this. And hold your sword out. And then as soon as he lands, spin slash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's it. So this manipulation does a couple different things, actually. It manipulates for good RNG on Aquamantis to not charge at you. And also manipulates for Maple on the screen after Dungeon 1 to drop specific things. You don't really fight this boss. Instead, you stay above a certain point in the room. So this is a mini boss room. Okay, just trust me on that one. You don't want to walk below this tile right here, the tile that I'm on currently, because that will spawn the boss. But instead, we're just going to throw a bomb from here. And you could hear the damage sound. Throw another one. Throw another one. Trust me, there's a mini boss in this room. There he is. See, I told you. He's dead. So that is a JP only strat. You can't do that on NA or EU or PAL or whatever. It has to be JP. So the spot you want to avoid going below is pretty much exactly halfway down into the room. So this tile right here, as soon as I go below the midpoint of this tile, he's gonna spawn. If you have the health to tank that, it's fine. If you don't though, just be careful. You can actually buffer a throw. I think. Yeah. Honestly, it's fine. Just make sure you're holding down when you throw him. Otherwise, that is a miss cycle. Oh, also here, let me see if I can rewind this. So you can actually do that as well. So if he turns downward right there, the timer resets for when he's gonna open. So if you can actually lure him to the left. If you can lure him to the left so he doesn't turn down, you can do that. And then right here he's going to charge. On the third one, he always charges. And then again, just make sure he doesn't turn and hit him again with a bomb. Whoops. Okay, yeah, you don't want to do what I just did. You want to make sure that he doesn't turn. and he'll open one last time, and that's the final hit. There we go. The last room. They will move, they will actually read your D-pad inputs and move in the opposite direction to your D-pad.
Ooh. I love mechanics that do that.
Yeah, there's actually tech coming up that takes advantage of the fact that you can do this. So like I'm using my sword right now to stay in place, and yet I'm controlling the mimics by using my D-pad.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, in front of him and slightly to the left of him right here. If you're facing down, it'll start once again. It'll actually be in a. It'll go in a clockwise direction, and basically we'll end up here instead. Wait, this is clockwise. Is it?
It's going clockwise.
I don't know how a clock works. Anyway, you can see what it does just from this. Okay, while you're in the air. So. But what you can do is use your sword and then cancel the sword swing with the Rock's Feather by like jumping out of the sword swing. So it looks like this. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to jump to this chest, get the key, and then I just like kind of mash down an A until I see the gel there die, and then I jump immediately. So it looks like that. So like I just jumped out of the sword swing animation, and that allows me to basically do that without stopping for nearly as long spots. So you can refill on health here just a little bit. All right, so this boss is a little annoying, but you want to make sure that you look at the first so the one that comes out first. So like these whirlpools are, of course, indicators of where the bosses are going to come out or where the squids are going to come out. This one appeared first. This one appeared second. This one appeared third. I want to aim for the first one that came out and then try my best to get to one of these two. The idea is to, like, I can just stand up against this because this now has a hitbox. Like this essentially now, I can just walk into this like this. But as soon as it appears, I want to grab it and throw it and hold my sword out. And then try to grab another one. Sometimes you won't be able to. That's fine. And then the last one is pretty easy. Like past the speed where you normally would just to track to it otherwise. But the magnetic gloves can be used either at a north or south polarity. You can change the polarity just by like touching the button or pushing the button rather. I'm rewinding there, don't mind me. So we want the magnetic gloves, however, before we enter this room to be north. So we're gonna make them north, and we're gonna jump and use the use the magnetic gloves right away in order to reach that. Let me actually do that again so that I can better explain it. All right, so so it's basically just like a jump and then a down left input there in order to get level with this on the X plane. And then we jump across here, land about here, and then use the magnetic gloves at south polarity, which it's already on, to the south. So let me just like, since I know I'm going to mess this up if I just unpause, I'm going to do this. Of course, I messed it up anyway. Nice. Here, I'll just do this. That's the wrong polarity. Pardon me, everything is falling apart. There we go. It looks like that. On the way back, there's a trick you can do. You can do a couple of different things here. You can either just kind of go around here and do this. Oh, whoops, that's not what I want to do. You can either just go around here and do that. There we go, with south polarity. Or you can do something a little cooler and do this. Hang on. So that's just a jump from like pretty much as far down as you can go here. I was aligned on the right part of that tile. So I'm aligned like on like here's the middle, here's the row right here, or the column that I'm on. I'm on the right half of it. I get to here, I jump, immediately hold A and down right, and I should land on this platform here. Like that. And then just immediately use the south polarity to get me across here. Of any boss in this game. We'll get to the one that takes the most practice in just a bit. Dungeon 6. Well, actually, in just a bit, I mean the 2 dungeons from now. Manhandla is a thing. But basically, so I'm going to save a state here and sort of like practice this. So immediately you want to use the gloves in north polarity. Make sure you hit them 4 times. So this is the part of the fight that's hard, though, is getting all these in preferably 1 cycle. Most of the time you'll 2 cycle, though. Which is fine. This boss fight is really hard to do well. But basically, just use the magnetic gloves, like pull it back and forth. What I like to do, though, like my go-to strat for this boss is to since most, if not all, of the I'll call them babies for the sake of simplicity. Most, if not all, the babies will be moving to some degree horizontally. Like they'll go off in different directions. They don't change, like they don't like randomly move. They randomly start. Like the angle at which they start is random, but the direction that they move is dependent solely on like the deflections off the walls and stuff like that. Like their angle stays the same off of walls. So what I do is so every single baby is over to the right. Right. So I'm just going to stand here and wait for them to come back because I know they will. So it looks a bit like this. I missed that one. There we go. So like the key to this fight is to be patient with that cycle. It's hard to be patient, but the key is to be patient with it. I'm a frame late. Yeah. So the first one was good. The second one was late. But if you miss it, you can just try again. No, I think I jumped too early. I have a habit of doing that. That's not right. There we go. So that's what it looks like in real time. It's like at this point, like I'm very practiced with the trick, so it's almost harder to like
slow it down,
do it frame by frame than it is to actually just do it. Kojiri, but that might just be in Link's Awakening. But anyway, so here's Moosh. We want to actually use Moosh to get the D4 key, but Moosh wants bananas, which is why we made it spring, so that bananas grow on the screen north of here. But in order to get up there, we want to get to this rooster. But instead of going all the way around the screen and cutting the flowers and whatnot to get to the rooster, we can actually do something here called, I don't even know if this is actually properly called anything, but you can clip slightly into walls in this game just by walking into the side of them. Go away, bird. You can clip into walls like just barely. Like you see how Link's nose is like right against like right on the separation of tiles here between the ground and the rocks and the mushrooms. So that is actually Link is actually 2 pixels clipped into the north wall right here. Ordinarily, if I were to just walk into like the side of the wall, if I were to like walk into it this way, Link's nose is way below that point, like a good 2 pixels below that point. But if you walk into the corner here, Link will actually be slightly clipped into the wall, and you can just hold right on this screen, hold bracelet, and you'll grab the rooster like that. This is one of the best sounds in the game, by the way. Right up there with the magnet gloves. You don't have to mash A and B that fast to actually get all the way up here, even a single one of them. You can kill one of them, get away with it. He doesn't move that much faster after the first one. Like, he still moves at a reasonable pace. But yeah, you definitely don't want to kill more than one of them before getting at least 2 hits on all of them. That's my advice to you on this fight. Now, let's actually try and do the fight. So immediately, like I try and walk I walk on like where the sand is going with me on the current, and I jump over to like somewhere here, and I wait for one of these to open. If I don't see either of these open right away, I try and like curve my boomerang around and hit these because these might be open. So like I might do this fight a few times just to like show you what I do and how I go about doing it. But yeah, this one opened right away, so I'm gonna get 2 on that. So I'm not gonna kill that one because I already have 2 on that. Okay, that's fine. So I still have none on this one. This one's shy. Okay, I have 1 on that one. It's fine. So now I have 1 hit on this one, and it's gonna move at its maximum speed. So I'm in like potential danger here, and he's just still not opening. But yeah, you can see how quickly that fight can get out of hand even just by that, I think. But yeah, and then once he's vulnerable, in other words, once all the fly traps are gone, then you can hit it with the boomerang 3 times, and the jewel inside it becomes hittable, and just 1 hit with a sword kills it. There's a whole room you have to do here, right? Like, I think you need to kill this. You need to kill both of these guards to get this bridge to appear. You actually don't need to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of a trick that I've actually utilized in this run already in Dungeon 5. So remember when I said when you're magnetically attracting to an item that you can attract to, and then you press jump on exactly the frame after, you can jump off of thin air. That's what we're going to do. So up here, like up on the next screen, there's going to be a thing to the north of me that I can magnetically attract to, and it looks like this. So like if I jump there, see this thing, I'm attracting to this thing right here with north polarity. If I let go and then jump on the next frame, I can just make it over there. So there are a couple ways to do this. There are 2 ways to do this. You can either select buffer it and just buffer the feather, or you can do it unbuffered if you're feeling risky, like that. Unbuffered is not easy. Like it's just kind of like a quick slide over. But it's like a feel thing. It's kind of hard to get used to. Stump. To make leaves appear over these holes, we're not going to do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do a really fancy looking jump. This segment, by the way, is just the segment of cool jumps. Like that is what this segment is. Like I have dubbed it the segment of cool jumps. So right here, we're going to jump up and to the right, and we're going to kind of do like a snake, sort of like a sort of snake figure with our jump. So this is what the hole looks like that we're going to jump over. So if I hold up and right while I jump, I will easily make it past this rock, and then immediately after I hold up and right, I'm going to hold up and left, and that'll get me up here, and then the rest is just holding right to here. Now, if you see a Tektite spawn here, I would just leave and re-enter the screen. This is an unlucky spawn. This doesn't usually happen, but a Tektite can spawn. I've had Tektites spawn on both of these tiles before. These Tektites can be jerks, but this doesn't usually happen. So I would just leave the screen and come back. And there we go. That's what the jump looks like. So it's just like, make sure you hold up and right while you jump off of this tile. Like that's honestly the most important thing. And then from there, it becomes a lot easier.